You have value. You are useful. And don't let anybody take that away from you, especially yourself. On the trip to take my oldest son to his independent life away from home, I had so much grief inside of me that I was just absolutely miserable that whole trip. We stayed at this luxury resort on the beach and had this little mini beach vacation with the whole family, and all of his newfound friends that he met online before the move were invited in there too. So my son was ecstatic to be starting his new independent life and to introduce me to all of his new friends. In the meantime, I'm putting on a smile and a brave face, or so I thought, in order to, make him feel good about the move. But the whole time I was sad and depressed. I was really grieving the loss of not being able to see my son every day. I spent the first 3 years with him sleeping on my chest because he would just wake up and scream and cry if he wasn't there. And I know there's better parenting advice out there than to let your baby sleep on your chest for 3 years, but I just couldn't bear it. And we had this extremely strong bond. And when he was 21 years old, it was time. He was going to go to university in another state, and now he's 27 and he still lives there. He's made a life for himself out there, and who can blame him? That's what we've been trying to do this whole time, right? Is raise our kids to be independent adults, and here he was. He's doing it, and that's what we want. And then the next child leaves, and the next, and the next, and the next, and each one is just as terrible, just as hard. And if you were like me, you didn't really develop your own love or interest for anything else because you were so busy raising kids. And I was working full time too. So I never really had any time to myself to figure it out. And now here I am. I'm 46 years old, halfway through my life, hopefully. Hopefully I get to live another 46 years. And I have all this freedom. And that feels weird. And I know that I'm not alone. I know that. There's no way that I'm alone in this, where you feel like, okay, now what? Now what? I'm here to tell you that you are valuable in society. You are needed in society for yourself, for everyone else. Maybe not your kids anymore, but you have value. And I don't want you to feel like you don't, because that's a terrible feeling, especially when we've spent so much time being needed and felt that our value was in the taking care of others. If you are in this boat that I was in, I have written a 400 journal prompt book that's linked in my bio, and it's on pre-sale for only $2.49 right now. The price goes up in January. I feel like this is one of the most helpful things I could do for moms like me who have this lost, empty, struggling feeling after our nest is empty. Don't self-sabotage. These are thought-provoking questions to really get you trying to decide what's next for you in your life. For me, I found that I love to travel and I love learning about new cultures and just immersing myself in them. And I have gone on maybe 5 big vacations this year in 2025, and I'm single. So I'm going with my friends or my family, like my sisters and brothers, like I'm a third wheel, fifth wheel. I don't care. And honestly, I think that they like it. And it's great because even if it's not like my idea of where to go, I get someone else who's planned the trip and I just get to pay for just me, which is a whole lot cheaper than a whole family, and go check things out. And I found that this is something I really, really enjoy. And it took things like journaling to discover this. I had to literally write out every time I did something with somebody and go back to that journal when I was feeling lost, alone, especially alone, when I was feeling very lonely, like unloved. I'd go back to my journal and go, oh yeah, I did this on this day, this on this day, this on this day. And I put what we did, who it was with, and that helped remind me. So that's part of the journaling I did, as well as the prompts to really think deep on who am I, what I want, and to get myself there. I hope that this helps you. I want for everybody to get an opportunity to get out of the funk that you feel when that nest goes empty. All right, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.